Over the past 100 years, transportation has changed our landscape. Now more than ever, we rely on our cars to move us around.
And that we have found is not only expensive, but it's expensive to our health.
A price tag we've come to rely on as our roads become more crowded and our air peaks at toxic levels, triggering warnings to stay indoors. Which begs the question,
how can we make the general health of the population a priority when we're building our cities?
These roads forged into mountainsides that wind down through the valleys have introduced more opportunities for adventure and inspire a change to the way we live. But how do we change with it? What can we do to create healthier habits? And what's being done to make health a priority within our own communities? We begin to answer those questions right now.
Welcome to a KSL5 News Special Edition, examining your life, your health.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for this special dressed-down edition of Your Life, Your Health. We really just wanted to get outside today, and that's kind of the theme of the show, right?
Always good to get the tie on.
Exactly.
And it's a great time of year to get outside. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll look at some ways and some things that might motivate you to get outside and get active, how to be prepared for that kind of stuff, and also an update on some new projects coming online in the next 2 months that might change the way you travel. We begin, though, with the question, are you getting enough exercise, which you ask me every day.
I ask you that every day, and I'm laughing that that's your first question of the show.
I walked from the parking lot. Well, as busy as we are with getting to school or getting to work or running errands and this and that, it is hard to find time to stop down and exercise.
Yeah, so don't let that question overwhelm you. Brooke Walker is going to show you some ways that you can find time to get little bits of exercise in, and it adds up to more than you think.
What may look like a standard park bench to you could be an inspiration to get up and move for someone else.
We want to create a place that says it's easy to walk here, it's pleasurable to walk here, it's safe to walk here.
According to the Utah Department of Health, obesity rates among kids alone have tripled since the early 80s.
This is an issue because what we're finding is that obesity itself is an interesting outcome.
More than ever, Utahns are being treated for heart disease and diabetes, a serious concern that is a driving force behind the need for walkable cities.
We've become really accustomed to spending money on roads. We need to remember to spend money on people.
And that means creating a safe place to walk or ride a bike within our own community.
Being able to go for a walk is probably the healthiest thing we can do.
So what's being done? The Utah Department of Health has teamed up with the Surgeon General in a campaign to step it up.
It does take a bit to say, where do we want people to walk? Do we need to make sure that they're protected?
Together, they help communities make the necessary changes to promote a more active lifestyle.
Every step is going to add up to make a big difference.
Adding park benches makes a walk around the block easier for those who might struggle with distance. Wider sidewalks introduces more social environments, and adding bike lanes creates a safer pathway for travel.
Paint is cheap, but the value is very much high.
Working closely with city planners and transportation officials is imperative when transitioning to a more health-conscious culture.
A lot of cities are realizing their master plans haven't been updated in 30 years.
A massive change that might take years to complete, but the payoff will be life-changing.
This is where we're trying to really make a network and make it easy and enjoyable so everybody can actually be active in a way that is designed for activity. And
making the decision to move is yours.
My biggest advice I would give to someone who's looking to be a little bit more active is just do it. You never know how much you're capable of until you've actually done it.
For Your Life, Your Health, I'm Brooke Walker, KSL 5 News.
Our days seem to revolve more and more around sitting, but organizations, including UDOT and UTA, are teaming up to get people moving.
They don't have to get in the car to go everywhere. They can actually choose to walk. They can actually choose to ride a bike. They can choose to take a stroll with a loved one. If you think of transportation as a market, without choices, what do we have? We have cars. We have no choice.
Mountain Land Association of Governments is a group that aims to give pedestrians as many transportation options as possible to promote good planning for the proposed 1 million people that will call Utah County home by 2040. To find out more about upcoming projects in your area, visit mountainland.org.
Now let's talk about how we travel. Most of us, when we're leaving, grab the keys, get out in the garage, jump in the car. we've probably come to rely on our car a little too much. As Keith McCord reports tonight, there are more ways than one to travel.
We can create alternatives to the old model, which is cars everywhere.
Jim Price believes offering choices will gradually change the way people move.
They don't have to get in the car to go everywhere. They can actually choose to walk. They can actually choose to ride a bike.
And having that choice is a perfect opportunity to break some unhealthy habits.
We increasingly are sedentary. We work in offices. We sit all day. That includes getting to and from work.
The path to an alternative form of transportation is already on the map, a system of trails that run up and down the Wasatch Front.
We are working to make active living and active transportation appeal to a broad segment of the population.
More appealing and accessible as planners work to link 4 major trails. Whether you travel on foot or on a bike, travelers have places to stop for restroom breaks and water.
We're not trying to change the way everybody does things. We're trying to give people choice.
Choices like the Provo River Parkway in Utah County. The expansive network of trails begins in Provo and runs just over 15 miles from Utah Lake State Park to Vivian Park in Provo Canyon. It's a scenic ride or walk through some of Utah's most spectacular vistas, including Bridal Veil Falls.
It's just a never-ending expense. And if there are other ways to be able to get around, what an opportunity.
The parkway connects to the new 17-mile Murdoch Canal Trail that spans from Orem to the point of the mountain.
It's paved the whole way. It gets about 1 million trips a year, bicycle and pedestrian trips.
Slated to be completed by the end of the summer, a connector trail will join the Murdoch Canal Trail to the popular Jordan River Parkway, a perfect option to those seemingly long commutes over the point.
Helping people become more physically fit and less dependent on automobiles in order to get themselves from one place to another.
The Jordan River Parkway weaves in and out of urban areas and meanders through parks and marshy riversides as it follows 50 miles of Utah's Jordan River. 21st Century Highways like Legacy Parkway features a 14-mile trail that runs parallel to the road. From Utah County to Davis County, cyclists and walkers alike will discover more than 23 trailheads, most with restrooms, drinking fountains, picnic areas, and playgrounds. A number of projects are still in the works that will ultimately connect the Wasatch Front with the Wasatch Back, creating a paved trail network spanning hundreds of miles.
Give people a choice. Give them a market of possibilities.
For Your Life, Your Health, I'm Keith McCord.
Thanks, Keith. Does your daily activity lack activity? After the break, the dangers of a sedentary life and one of the best things you can do for your health.
Something I do in the summer to stay active, I just get interested in like a hobby, a sport, something outside, just always something interested in, just go outside and get working, like go on a hike, go for a run.
I want to be in the water because I like swimming and I like getting wet.
Get moving. We hear that every day, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Social media, advertising, family and friends, but no matter how it's phrased, the message is the same.
And while some of us may be stuck in a rut of unhealthy activity and not sure how to get started, Debbie Dujanovic tonight with a few ideas on how to take that first step.
We all start out with the best intentions. We make plans to hit the gym, we exercise 3 to 5 days a week, we eat healthy foods, only to find ourselves right back where we started a short time later. But there's a bigger payoff to avoiding couch potato behavior than you might think.
Activity usually decreases stress, depression, anxiety. We also usually sleep better when we're active.
You see, physical activity is an essential component of a healthy lifestyle, and when you throw a healthy diet in the mix, well, you're more likely to avoid a whole range of chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, and stroke. And that's not all.
There's physical problems, there's mental problems, as well as stress, anxiety, depression, all of that can be fixed or eliminated or minimized by activity.
In fact, no physical activity is the biggest risk factor out there.
regardless of if we are smoking or if our weight or if we have high cholesterol, any other diseases that we have.
These days, there's plenty of things keeping us down. Consider how much time we spend in a typical day watching TV, playing video games, on phones, on computers. Finding an activity every day that's exciting and engaging can be frustrating, so let's start small.
Start slow at the current fitness level that you're at.
Instead of quitting all those bad habits cold turkey, this is a recipe anyone can digest.
Just getting out and walking 30 minutes a day would be great, or taking a break every hour and standing and walking for 5 minutes.
Walking is one of the best things you can do for your heart. It costs nothing, it's easy, it's safe.
It can get the heart rate up, and it also helps mentally just to take a break. It also, if we can get outside, even better, because then we get the therapeutic benefit of being outdoors.
And don't do it alone.
Usually if you're active with other people, it keeps you more accountable.
Seeing how we're prone to revisit old habits, try setting triggers or reminders to move.
It is beneficial to get up at least once per hour, and so if you set a timer on your phone or on your computer to remind you to get up and move.
Make activity a priority, and before you know it, you'll start feeling energized and motivated to take another step towards better health. For Your Life, Your Health, I'm Debbie Dujanovic.
You want to be prepared, just in case something happens.
Being prepared can mean the difference between life and death. After the break, the essential items you need before you head out on your next adventure.
The zoo. Do we go to the zoo? Yeah. Did we see, what's your favorite animal at the zoo? Oh, some monkeys. So we spend a lot of time looking for zoo animals, and then we're going to learn how to fish.
So I take dogs out every day, and I take them walking, take them hiking, take them running. So I'm a very active person, especially in the summer.
If you're planning on hitting one of Utah's many parkways and trails, which I love, it's best to be prepared.
If it's 1 mile or if it's a long one, there are some things to know before you go. Here's Lori Pritchard.
This way. Be prepared. It's a slogan you probably heard before.
You want to know where you're going. You want an idea about the terrain that you're going to be hiking.
And slapping on a pair of shoes and heading out the door, probably not the best idea. One of the first items on our list, food. Avoid packing foods that are high in fat and sugar.
They get used up quickly and then you're left empty.
Simple carbohydrates like dried fruit, vegetables, or granola bars are not only light to pack, but help sustain energy levels.
We really want to get the carbohydrates in, and certainly hydration.
Staying hydrated is crucial to your health, especially on these hot summer days. When considering how much water to bring, experts say about 2 cups per hour, depending on the terrain.
We don't want to wait till we're dry mouth or feeling our thirst. We want to routinely hydrate as we're going out on these trails.
Losing just 2% of your body's hydration is enough to feel the effects of dehydration, and by then, it might be too late.
And we certainly don't want those happening out on a trail.
Beyond what we eat or drink, it's important to be prepared and protected.
Things happen.
Things like insect repellent, a pocket knife, a compass, or even a whistle could save your life if things go wrong. And don't forget sunscreen.
If it's exposed to the sun, you need to put the sunscreen on it.
And don't go hiking alone.
A buddy system ensures safety. Even if he has to leave you at the base of a tree and go back down, you've got somebody to go find some help for you.
Make sure somebody knows where you're going and when you expect to return. And while you're out, take time to enjoy your surroundings.
I think involving ourselves in nature is so relaxing and in another sense so educational. I just learn something every time I go out.
For your life, your health, I'm Lori Pritchard.
Next up, you'll definitely want to include this in your summer plans. It offers breathtaking views, and you can customize it to meet your physical needs. Have you guessed where we're taking you? The answer after the break.
We turn our sprinkler on and run through it. We do the slip and slide, we go to the pool.
Get weeds and chase butterflies.
And we find different activities to do, like sometimes we'll go on a scavenger hunt or just play regular games like tag.
All right, so we're going to head down now to southern Utah to experience one of the more unique hikes in our state.
In honor of the 100th anniversary of the Mighty Five, Alex Caprero is going to take us down to Zion National Park for a very family-friendly and adventurous hike through the Emerald Pools.
An oasis in the middle of the Red Rock Desert, the Emerald Pools are definitely a must-see. Now, during the busy season, visitors can catch the shuttle service to and from Zion Lodge. Across the main canyon road, the trail begins at the footbridge crossing the Virgin River. With lower, middle, and upper pools, this trail ranges in difficulty. The lower pool begins with a simple half-mile stroll through tall cottonwood trees where you'll discover beautiful waterfalls that pour over the trail. Beyond the lower pool, the trail is not paved, but still well maintained. On the way, large rocks have been constructed to form an impressive stairway that winds up the mountainside. About another half-mile from there down the trail, you'll soon see the middle pools. They're a collection of streams feeding the waterfalls that cascade below into the lower pool. From the middle pool, the trail becomes more rugged and strenuous as it climbs the final 200 feet for more than 1.5 miles to the upper pool. This is a perfect spot to cool down and take a break. The upper Emerald Pool is surrounded by 300-foot walls that captivate even the smallest of travelers. Visiting all 3 pools makes for a nice 3-mile round-trip hike, and between the soaring walls and deep pools, waterfalls, and hanging gardens, the Emerald Pools is a Zion classic. For your life, your health, I'm Alex Cabrera.
We hope you found some inspiration to take a step toward a healthier lifestyle. We all need that inspiration. One little change can make a huge impact on how you feel and how you move.
And if you're looking for areas to explore in your own community, visit intermountainlivewell.org, where you'll find anywhere from beautiful paved trails to more rugged and challenging terrain. Just pick your level of difficulty, pack accordingly, and head out the door.
You know, this time of year is so perfect to get outside and take advantage of all that Utah has to offer. So, make the most of your summer. Look for opportunities to enjoy the outdoors and bring a friend.
And lots of snacks.
There you go. That works out.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Dateline's coming up next, and we'll see you back here tonight right after Aquarius at 10 o'clock. You want to go for a hike?
Let's go.
Let's go.